Sylabification is a term used to describe how English words can be broken up into parts or chunks that closely correlate with spoken bursts of sounds. There are different versions of syllabification. Some depend on the pattern of the vowels and consonants in a word, while others tend to use morphemes like prefixes, suffixes, and roots. The particular accent that is used also affects how the word will be broken up. This method uses prefixes, suffixes, and roots as a guide, but essentially relies on two principles. Firstly, each syllable must contain just one vowel sound. Secondly, wherever possible, each syllable should start with a consonant. This tends to agree more with the Australian accent. So we're going to do some syllabification. So we need our prefixes and suffixes. There, our decoding rules and our vowel clusters. So take a pencil. All right, let's underline your vowels. So the vowels are A, E, I, O, and U, and Y. So the vowels in this first word are U, I, and E. So for the student, if you have tiles, you can put out U, I, and E. E's on the end of English words are silent, so we'll cross that out. Now this is a compound word, sunshine, so we divide between sun and shine. So there are three vowels in this word, U, I, and E, but there are only two vowel sounds, and the vowel sounds are and I. So we end up with I, sun, shine. So two vowel sounds equals two syllables. Come over to the word tonight. Again, we underline the vowels O and I, and again, it's a compound word. So we can put a division line between the first word and the second word, and there are two vowel sounds. In this case, it's oo, I. So we have oo, I, tonight. So there's two vowel sounds and two syllables. If we come over to the word absent, again, we underline our vowels A and E. And this is not a compound word, so that's when we go to our prefixes and we find a prefix that we know, which is ab. So to find a prefix usually means finding the first syllable. So again, we can divide off ab and we have absent. Now the E in cent is weak, and if you like, you can put just a little cross above the E to show that it's weak. So we don't really say absent, we say absent. So the second syllable is sint. But again, there's two vowel sounds, so two syllables. And there's one vowel sound only in each syllable. Come over to the word perfect, and we underline an R controlled. So that's when an R follows a vowel. So ER and E. And again, we look for a prefix that we know. So we come over to our prefix page and we find per. So we divide off per. So to find the first prefix is to find the first syllable. So we have perfect. Again, there's one vowel sound in each syllable only, so two vowel sounds equals two syllables. Notice in the word perfect that each syllable starts with a consonant. If we come back to sunshine, it also, each syllable is starting with a consonant. So as much as possible, we want to have one vowel sound only in each syllable, and each syllable starting with a consonant. Let's have a look at the word delighted. So we underline our vowels, E, I, and E. And again, we go looking for a prefix that we know. In this case, we can find the prefix D. D or de. So we divide off D or de. Now this is a long word. Now long by definition when you're doing syllabification is 3 or more syllables. So instead of working through the word, go to the other end. So attack the word from the end towards the middle. So we've found the first prefix. What we're doing now is looking for the suffix. So is there a suffix that the child knows? And they should by now know ED. And ED has 3 sounds. If we come over to our rule number 8 says ED at the end of a word is pronounced as either ed, d, or t. Example, ed as in delighted, d as in called, and t as in tripped. Now when ed says ed, it will borrow a consonant to help form the last syllable. That way our two main rules stay intact. We have one vowel sound per syllable, and each syllable is starting with a consonant. So the vowel sounds would be e, I, e, and we have delighted. Come over to the word crashed. We underline our vowels A and E. Again, we go looking for a first syllable, a first prefix for the first syllable, but in this case there's no prefix. So we go to the other end of the word and we're looking for our suffix, and again it's ed. So when you see ed, you have to ask yourself, will it be ed, will it be d, or will it be t? In this case, in the word crashed, ed is saying t, so the e will be silent, which means there's only one vowel sound, which means there's only one syllable. So this is a monosyllabic word. Come over to the word waved, and again we can underline our vowels A and E. We look for a prefix we know, but it doesn't have a prefix. This is a root suffix word, just like crashed. So we go to the other end of the word and we discover ed again. In this case, ed is saying d. So again, the e will be silent. The vowel says its name, so the word is waved. It's a one-syllable word because it only has one vowel sound. Come over to the word weighted, and this time we have to underline a vowel cluster. So we're going to underline AI and E, and we go through our steps again. Is there a prefix we know? No, there's not, so we go to the other end of the word. Is there a suffix we know? Yes, there is, it's ed. And again, we have to ask, will it be ed, will it be d, or will it be t? And in this case, it's ed. So when ed is saying ed, it will borrow a consonant to help form the last syllable. So the vowel sounds in weighted are a, e. So it's a, e, weighted. So two vowel sounds equals two syllables. Now we learned something new in this word, the word trip. So again, we underline our vowels I and E. There's no prefix, but again, the suffix we've been thinking about is ed, and we have to ask ourselves, will it be ed, will it be d, will it be t? In the word tripped, of course, it's t, so the e is silent, but this p is also silent. So there are actually two silent letters in the word tripped. So there's one vowel sound, so again, just one syllable. It's a monosyllabic word. Come over to the word happened, and again, underline your vowels A, E, and E. Now clearly this is at least a two-syllable word, and when you have a two-syllable word that has double consonants of the same letter, divide the double consonants and cross the first. That's a good automatic thing to do. Let's read a rule about that. Number 12. When syllabifying, which is what we're doing, one of the consonants in a consonant blend of the same letters is often silent. Example, hopping, where the first P is silent. So in the word happened, we have the first syllable, which is ha. If we go to the end of the word, so we attack from the ends, we discover a suffix we know, ed. In this case, it's saying d, so we can cross our e, and we have exactly the word we want, happened. If we come over to the word over, again, we underline our vowels, O and ER. Now, we'll divide this word here, and what that teaches us is that a vowel can be a syllable all by itself. So consonants can never be syllables by themselves, but you can have a vowel that is a syllable all by itself. If you go to the other end of the word, you'll discover a suffix that we have learnt, which is ER. And ER is a vowel suffix, so it will borrow a consonant to help form the syllable. So the ER has borrowed V for va. So in Australian accent, ER on the end generally says ah, like in teacher, sister, flower, or in this case, over. If we come to the next word, shivers, we underline I and ER. There's no prefix, so again, we go to the other end of the word, and the suffix is ER. It will borrow the V for va, or in this case with the plural, S says Z, so it's shivers. Again, our syllables are starting with consonants, and we have one vowel sound per syllable. 4 words to go. Let's have a look at safely. So there's underline A, E and Y. Notice in this word we have a familiar pattern. We have vowel, consonant, E. And when we have vowel, consonant, E, the E will be silent. The vowel will say its name. If we go to the other end of the word, we discover a suffix we know, which is Y. The Y will borrow the L for Lee. So we have safely. The Y says E on the end of a 2-syllable word. So the vowel sounds are A, E, safely. Come to the word anymore. We underline A, Y, OR and E. E's on the end of English words are silent, so cross it out. This is a compound word, so we can split any from more, but any still has 2 syllables. So if we just treat any by itself, it ends in Y. The Y will borrow the N for knee, so the word will be a knee more. And when we blend it together with our accent, we have any more. So 3 vowel sounds, 3 syllables. Now we learned something new in the word story, so we underline our vowel sounds, O-R and Y. There's no prefix, but we do have the suffix Y, but in this case it can't borrow R for re, because if we did that, it would make the first syllable say stow or stop. And those sounds aren't in this word, so we have to leave Y by itself, and so we have or, E, story. And finally, have a look at the word terrible. We learned something new here. So again, we'll underline our vowels, E, I and E. There are 2 automatic things to do here. We cross the E on the end. We divide our double letters because it's at least a 2-syllable word, and we cross the first. The first syllable is te, the second syllable is ri, and the third syllable is bull. Now, a consonant LE syllable, such as BLE, is the only syllable in English that is a syllable, which means it is a burst of spoken sound, but it doesn't have a vowel sound. So we have E and I making a sound, but in this final syllable, there are no vowel sounds. That only occurs when you have consonant LE.